One Champaign woman spent last Saturday morning running the bases at a baseball field, making a pizza, and climbing through an obstacle course. Oh, and riding a collective 10 miles through Champaign on a bike in between activities. Doing some spring cleaning or moving out of your dorm or apartment for the summer? The University YMCA is looking to take unwanted items off of your hands in a sale that benefits the entire community. The Dump and Run sale keeps 6 semi-trucks worth of unwanted goods out of Champaign landfills and dumpsters like these each year, and it's particularly helpful for students moving out of the dorms.
As you can see, winter is in full force here, but spring is going to bring some big changes to the memorial.
The University of Illinois does not have an official college radio station, but this might be changing soon. 2 students are trying to make Pizza FM U of I's official radio station. UI7's John Clisham has the story. I'll have a look at your weekend forecast and what your weather is going to be like for your spring break locations. UI7 News starts right now. And tonight we're looking at mostly cloudy skies with about a 10% chance of rain, nothing too substantial, with a low of 28 degrees and a south wind at 12 miles per hour.
My favorite part of the show is personally probably the prologue. It's the first thing you see in the show, and I get to start off in this epic pose, and then we're singing as the trio, and then the rest of the ensemble and the rest of the cast comes on, and so it's just, you know, the moment in the show where we're all together, high energy, and it's just really good time.
Siegel will be performing in her 7th show this Thursday, which will be her last.
I choose to participate in musicals because there's something about performing in general and being on stage that I just love. You know, when my classes were hard or anything, every semester I toyed with coming back to musicals, but it was something that I couldn't escape because I just love it so much.
Lincoln Hall may be empty right now, but come Thursday night, the seats are going to be filled with people coming to see Illini Student Musical's production of Little Shop of Horrors. Orchestra director Aaron Kaplan says Little Shop of Horrors is not your typical musical.
It's about a young botanist named Seymour Krelborn who works in a flower shop, and in the prologue we learn that there's an alien that's come in the form of a plant from space, and he lands in the flower shop where Seymour works.
Siegel says her favorite part of being involved with Illini Student Musicals is that students completely run the show.
Because we have that sense of understanding that we're all working towards the same goal. We know each other as a working relationship, and we know each other socially too, so it's just a little bit more, and the people are just phenomenal.
The show starts tonight and runs through Saturday at Lincoln Hall. In Urbana, I'm Nora Johnson, UI7 News. One Champaign woman spent last Saturday morning running the bases at a baseball field, making a pizza, and climbing through an obstacle course. Oh, and riding a collective 10 miles through Champaign on a bike in between activities. Lisa Krause would be considered by many to be active in fitness, mainly through running.
We're runners, so we're training for a couple half marathons right now, so I'd say running is our favorite kind of fitness.
Krause is trading in her running shoes for a bike and a helmet here at the amazing bike race in Champaign.
We enjoy biking just to get outside. It's a fun way to cross-train. I'm not an avid biker. We're actually runners, and so biking is a good way to still be outside but cross-train while we prepare for road races.
Krause chose to participate in the amazing bike race, which is a lot more than just riding a bike.
There will be several checkpoints along the way where they'll have to do some kind of activity, and then they'll receive a clue. And then they have to decipher the clue to find out where the next checkpoint is.
Krause says there are many reasons that she chose to participate in this more unique type of fitness.
Solving the puzzles and the clues and racing around town and the competitiveness of the event.
Krause's partner in the race, Jamison Durall, says Krause has gotten him to be more involved in fitness as well.
It was hers. She drags me into all kinds of things. We like to do everything together, so especially when it comes to fitness. So when it comes to bikes, I'm really new to it, and she's got a little bit more experience, so rely on her for a little bit more of like what we should be doing when. And
although Krause didn't win the race, she enjoyed being active outside on a Saturday morning.
We're just here to have fun.
In Champaign, I'm Nora Johnson, UI7 News. Many Champaign citizens have driven by this site in Westside Park, but don't know what or who it's for. This is a memorial for 2 Champaign policemen and 1 fireman who have died in the line of duty.
It is Police Officer Dodsworth, and his death, he was killed in the line of duty, and it was his death that motivated the community to build a memorial. And then the next police officer was Officer Tapman, and he still has family in the area, and they still come and visit the memorial site.
The memorial also remembers a Champaign firefighter.
Edward Hoffman was killed, he was battling a house fire in 1960. And we understand there was a flashover, which is when basically everything in the room flashes at one time and catches on fire. And he was trapped with another firefighter. The other firefighter was able to escape. He was not able to. He was transferred to the hospital. Unfortunately, the next day he passed away, which next week on March 5th will mark 53 years since that occurrence.
As you can see, winter is in full force here, but spring is going to bring some big changes to the memorial. The Police and Fire Memorial Committee has now raised over $97,000, enough to add these statues this spring.
Our statues are in the bronzing process at a foundry in Utah, and they will be shipped here this spring when they're finished. And then shortly after that, we're going to be having a dedication ceremony that will be open to the public.
Those wishing to donate money for the upkeep of the memorial can purchase these bricks. In Champaign, I'm Nora Johnson, UI7 News. The Illini softball team was unable to bounce back from their recent losing streak Wednesday night, falling 6-5 to Indiana State. The Illini were looking at a 4-run deficit at the bottom of the 7th inning when fifth-year senior Jessica Davis smashed a 3-run shot over the scoreboard. This pulled the team within 1, but they were unable to get over the hump and dropped to an 11-18 record. If you have walked, jogged, or biked through the forest west of Meadowbrook Park, you may have unknowingly been trespassing. Chancellor Phyllis Wise and Professor Frederick Hoxie have been elected to one of the most prestigious honorary societies, the American Academy of Arts and Sciences. Those of you going on spring break vacation, we've got your forecast for Monday. In Miami Beach, Florida, 80 degrees, 79 degrees in the Bahamas. New details in the Manchester, Illinois murder came today with the release of the identification and relationships of the victims. This is actually our final newscast for the semester. Thanks for joining us all year long.